everybody and willkommen to Germany. I am finally here. I made it. For those of you that have been paying attention to my social media, this has been a month-long journey, sort of. My partner Richard is from Germany and we had to come here because his time in the US was expiring and I can't go to Canada where he's studying because, as we all know, the US is doing horrible in this pandemic. Surprise? Not really. But anyway, I thought I would take you through this journey. It took us a really long time, longer than it should have if, my country was doing the right thing during this pandemic. So I want to take you through the steps of our journey of how we made it from upstate New York all the way to Finsterwalde in Germany safely during a pandemic. Here you go. So, first of all, we had to rent a car from this little airport in the middle of nowhere from my hometown in Penyan. So we rented a car and drove 5 hours to Newark International Airport. Those of you in the Northeast, Newark is about the only airport flying to Europe right now. So we had to take a car all the way to Newark to fly to London. We passed through a lot of states. You can see us posing here and taking pictures of some of the state signs. After we got there, the airport felt, like the rapture had come. It was pretty empty. There was no one there, and Richard really liked it because he said it was an introvert's heaven.
The airport is empty.
So we sat there and we got on our flight, and this was a huge airplane. I mean, they had 60 rows with 9 seats per row. Could have held hundreds of people, and there were only 60 people on this airplane. So 60 people on this massive aircraft. So we had lots of room and some great food on United Airlines and very safe travel with our masks. We made it the 6 hours later into London. And in London, same thing, was pretty empty, not many tourists coming over. So the UK right now, because it's not part of Central Europe, continental Europe, is still allowing travelers from the US. So if you're coming from the US, you're still allowed to travel to England, but you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So we had some amazing friends of Richard's that are studying in London, and so we stayed with them in their house in London for 2 weeks, 14 days. Hey everybody, and welcome to stage 2 or 3 of our trek from New York to Germany to see my partner's family. So this is us quarantining in London. We're in zone 3 right now, staying with some of his friends that are studying here. So thankful for hospitality, because an Airbnb for 2 weeks would have been outrageous. So we are very thankful, and they have this cute little garden here where we're picking and growing lots of plants and such. And so, life these last 14 days, this is the last day of quarantine, has been quiet, nice, gotten to read a lot and do a lot of laundry. So this is currently me doing laundry. So welcome to a day in the life of London quarantine. On the last day of our 14-day quarantine, we decided to take a little trip. This was after our quarantine was over, and we went to Oxford, where I studied 2 years ago on an exchange year. And I got to go back there and walk down memory lane, see some old friends, and it was just so surreal. If you've ever been to Oxford or you've read about it, you know that it's a very beautiful place. And as we sat in the garden of the college that I went to there, of Wadham, with absolutely 0 people there, it just felt so surreal. And it was just such a great time to be back and see the beautiful place that I have so many good memories from. Went back to London from Oxford, took the train, the Eurostar, and so the Eurostar goes from London. We took it to Brussels, so we had to cross under the English Channel. And this was the scariest part of the journey, because we didn't know if me, as an American, if I would be able, as a US person rather, if I would be able to cross this border, because this is officially going from the UK, which isn't really Europe, into continental Europe. And so this was the scariest part of our journey, because Richard and I wouldn't know when the next time we would see each other would be.
Hey everybody, we officially made it across the border on the Eurostar, so we are good to go to enter continental Europe. We're pretty excited, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Officially, we made it through the border and we were ready to go on the Eurostar, and so that just made us feel very relieved. We're excited to continue on for another 9 hours on the train. After the Eurostar took us under the English Channel, which I didn't even notice we were underground, and Richard laughed at me because I was taking videos afterwards. I thought we were still waiting to go under the tunnel, but we had already gone through, so it actually wasn't dark for very long. And that was my second time on the Eurostar anyway, but I'm a very tired tourist. So once we made it under the channel, we were in Brussels and didn't get to stop and see anything. I was so sad. But we kept going on, and 9 hours later we were passing through Berlin and on the local trains to Richard's hometown outside Berlin. So that's how we made it safely in a pandemic, all the way from upstate New York to a small town here in Germany. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you are safe, and if you do need to travel to see friends or family, then I hope you follow some of the advice that we found here, and that you continue to wear masks, use hand sanitizer, keep physical distancing, do everything we can to still stay connected in safe and healthy ways. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye.